Hi, I'm Melanie from Parenting High School, and I hop on YouTube once a week to talk about issues surrounding parenting tweens and teens and just hopefully things that will help you get through these years, because from the day one of 13 to day one of 20 is 7 years, and sometimes you can see them very long. So let's talk about why I think that you, and I know that you are enough. When we think about being a mom, sometimes we compare ourselves, well, a lot of times we compare ourselves to other moms. So I see another mom that gets up every morning and fixes breakfast, and I stay in bed because I know my boys know how to make breakfast. I mean, whether it's a bowl of cereal or a piece of toast or, something out of the freezer that they heat up in the microwave, they are self-sufficient. That mom that fixes that lovely breakfast every morning is awesome, but I'm awesome too because I taught my kids how to take care of themselves. Now, does that mean I will never make them breakfast? Of course not. But if I know I need to sleep or I want to sleep, that's okay. That would be something I would encourage you to do. And as your children are growing, make sure they know how to fend for themselves. Do they know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich? Do they know how to scramble an egg? Do they know how to put together a simple meal? Pull a breast of chicken out of the refrigerator and make a cup of rice? These are things that are easy to teach, and that so that when you are busy or unavailable or just want to stay in bed for an extra 30 minutes, your kids know how to take care of themselves. And both situations are fine. Whether you cook every day, hats off to you. And I used to. When my children were small, I did. But then I taught them some other things. Is it wrong for me to stay in bed? I don't think so. Is it wrong for us to do everything, every meal for them? No, but let's teach them some kitchen skills so that they can do it on their own if they had to. Are you doing their laundry? You know what? Today I just threw a whole ton of laundry and none of it's mine. Here's the deal. That's another thing. Like, I've taught my kids how to do laundry, but if I'm home like I am right now by myself and I throw a load in for whoever's stuff is in there, that's great. If you do all of their laundry, that is great too. I will say, again, this is a life skill. Teach them how to separate, or at least basically, like, you don't want blue jeans in with socks or your socks will be blue. But for the most part, they need to sort of know what clothes to wash together, how to set, the dryer, how to switch it all out. And honestly, teaching them how to fold clothes was like kind of a nightmare back in the day. But my kids know how to do it. So if I run the load through today, everybody can come get their own clothes. They can fold them themselves and they can put them away. It's a win-win. Did they get their clothes washed? Yes. Did I not have to fold their clothes at the end? Yes. So it's okay to do their laundry. It's okay to not do their laundry. But I will say, if you are doing their laundry, do they know how? Because again, when they leave your house, that is something they're going to need to know how to do. And even if they live nearby and you're like, oh, they can bring it home. Listen, girl, there are so many things that you could be doing with your time that is not laundry. And again, my college son brought his laundry home every couple of months, and that was okay because most of the time he did it on his own. But he came home at Thanksgiving, and yes, I was happy to throw his laundry in. But he knew how to do it when he was away from me. Do you have your kids do chores? In my opinion, I think they're a good thing for your kids to know how to do. Again, I want my kids to know how to clean a bathroom, how to clean a sink, how to wipe a counter, how to sweep a floor. Do I make them do that all the time? No. Now, there were years that, yes, they did. Everybody had chores every week. We rotated it. We had a little circle chart. But now I know they know how to do it. And it's gone kind of back to, I do it, but if I need help, I can ask for it. Do I pay them? Not necessarily. We do pay the boys to mow our yard because it's huge. Again, if you're doing some of these things for them, great. But if you also have taught them how to do it so you don't have to do it all yourself, that's great too. And honestly, the more we can teach our kids how to do before they leave our house, the more successful they will be, because they're going to be overwhelmed with keeping a budget, having a job, getting up and going, keeping track of all the stuff that they need to do. So if they already know how to do basic housework on their own, that's going to be great. So are you doing the mom thing in a way that is both helpful to yourself and your kids? You're enough. I kind of started out with a different take on this, but I want you to know that as you're working through your day and your week and your month and your year, if your kids know how to help you and you're expecting them to help you on occasion because they have a job and they have lots of classes and they are on a team, as long as they're willing to pitch in and help on occasion because you've set that expectation, good for you. Now, if you have not set that expectation, and you wanting to, that's a talk for another day. But I do think that is something that you can add into your life. And in fact, maybe that's what I'll talk about next week. But for right now, just know that if you're doing the work for them, I think that's great. But I also think it's great if you can't do it right now because of health or a busy job or just life. And so everybody needs to pitch in. Prepare your kids. Teach them things. Expect them to do something. Expect them to help out. If you've cooked dinner, they need to do the dishes. Another life skill. Or at least, hey, as I cook, I sort of clean. And maybe there's like 3 or 4 pans at the end that are needing to be cleaned out. So I ask one of the boys to do it. And they are typically not happy to do it, but they know that I just spent time to feed them and they're appreciative of that. And so life goes on. They do the pots and pans. All of this depends on you, your life, and your schedule, and your desires. So remember, doing things for our kids is never going to end. I always want to be able to help my kids. I want to be able to say, I made you cookies today, or hey, I went ahead and folded that load of clothes for you because I know you have a game tomorrow night and you have a test tomorrow. All of it is okay. It does not matter. But I will say, if you're doing all of the stuff for your kids and you are feeling overwhelmed, maybe it's time to step back and figure out some things that you can start to hand over to them. Teach them. If you didn't teach them when they were younger, that's okay. Have a lesson. You know what, Saturday, I would like to meet with you. They don't have to know why. And then say, you know what, I'm going to teach you how to clean a toilet today. They'll probably think, oh. And another thing, like one of my kids, I had to teach him how to plunge the toilet. So there are life skills that your kids need to know when they leave your house that their friends are going to appreciate the knowledge too. Because when my kid went to college and he knew how to plunge a toilet, all of his friends would call him and say, can you come plunge my toilet? Hello. He had to teach all his friends how to plunge. So life skills are great. Help yourself to help them and have a great day. Thanks.